Advaita Vedantins trace their lineage back through Badarayana, ca. 1st century BCE, who authored the Brahma Sutras, the aphorisms on Brahman, to the individuals in Upanishadic narratives, and ultimately to Isvara, roughly, God, as Vishnu Narayana, or the teaching form of Shiva known as Dakshinamurti. By this lineage they claim the authority of Upanishadic teachers, Krishna, and Badarayana as their own. The corresponding texts of the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahmasutras constitute Advaita Vedanta's triple canon, Prasthanatraya. From a historical standpoint, Shankara's textual works define his identity. He composed our earliest complete extant commentaries on the Brahmasutras, Bhagavad Gita, and the 10 principal Upanishads consisting of the Isa, Kena, Katha, Prasna, Mandaka, Mandukya, Aitareya, Taittiriya, Chandogya, and Brataranyaka Upanishads. Shankara's commentary on the Mandukya is part of his extensive commentary on the Gaudapadakarika's explanation of the Mandukya. Shankara also composed an independent work titled the Upadesa Sahasri, 8,000 Teachings. There are hundreds of other texts attributed to Shankara, but their authorship is questionable, and most were likely composed in later centuries by monastic heads who held a Sankarakarya title. Shankara was an exegete, philosopher, and teacher. His primary commitment was to establish his philosophy of non-dual Brahman as the subject matter of the Upanishads, and to systematize Advaita exegesis by harmonizing the diverse and potentially contradictory passages between Upanishadic texts. One must note, however, that Shankara does not attempt to prove non-duality solely through independent reasoning. Such an endeavor is not possible in his opinion because non-duality is not subject to logical proofs. He accepts non-duality based on the Upanishads' authority alone. Nonetheless, he was an original philosopher who constructed novel arguments to make sense of the Upanishads, defend his positions, and critique his philosophical adversaries. Shankara also shaped a pedagogical method to approach texts as a means of knowledge. At the same time, he left several open questions and ambiguities in his writing, in part due to the different source texts of his commentaries and the voluminous amount of his work. This has led to different interpretations and several intra-Advaitin philosophical disputes in the post-Shankara tradition. Shankara purportedly established the earliest monastic system in Brahmanical religion, including the Dasanomy, 10 names, renouncer orders as well as 4 or 5 principal monasteries mathas across the subcontinent. Many Shankara identifying lineages, along with the principal monasteries, and several smaller monasteries, hermitages, and learning institutions continue to flourish today in the living Advaita Vedanta tradition. An unbroken lineage beginning with Shankara's direct disciples, such as Padmapada and Sursvara, continued to develop, defend, and expand upon his philosophy into the modern period. At present, Sankara's Advaita Vedanta extends far beyond its orthodox cultural and geographical confines. Its streams of thought continue to evolve due to the encounter with different philosophical, theological, and socio-political contexts. Yet the tradition as a whole demonstrates a significant degree of philosophical continuity from past to present.